Peace, family. What it do? This your brother, old God, in the black hip hop news. Um, Today I actually want to speak on Nicki Minaj versus Remy Ma. Just real quick. The truth behind the beef. The truth actually behind the actual lyrics. You know, that you're hearing really when you really analyze. The situation. Um, you really see that is really I don't want to say slave, but a corporate entity versus what you call sort of like an underground. You know, in the lyrics, Remy Ma demonstrated and showed how she was independent, meaning that she's really not tied to a label, and the label doesn't have her under contract for like her image, you know, her likeness, her merchandise, her shows, her tours, that she's free to negotiate and she's free to pretty much get the money off of, you know, the top, also she alluded to owning her masters, as opposed to Nicki Minaj, who was straight corporate, straight masters, is straight owned by I forget the company, maybe Republic. Um, they straight getting tour money from her. They straight, money on merchandise. If she creates a Barbie doll, they getting a piece of it. You know what I mean? So the battle has been a historic battle. Even when you look at Ether, how Nas said when he spoke about Jay-Z, and he spoken about Jay-Z pretty much selling out. You sold your soul, for riches. You know what I mean? So this is even with Meek Mill, I can keep giving you situations. You got Oskino making more videos today. You got other rappers in Philly saying that, look, you didn't do what you were supposed to do for the city, or AKA, you sold out. You know what I mean, for fame and fortune. So the truth, what you really see in this situation, is you see the dichotomy between the person who was willing to sell out. Like, let's look at Nicki Minaj. No disrespect, I like her. Um, Everything about her, and I saw somebody write this in the comments, is pretty much fake. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from her, as an artist. I'm talking about, fake breasts, fake ass. Her personality doesn't seem as if, I remember I was telling y'all before about Birdman, and it's a song out there. It was Little Kim and Nicki Minaj. They did a song together. The song didn't go the way they would. I don't know how they wanted the song to go, but anyway, on this song, Little Kim, and I heard this song with my own two ears. Little Kim got the best of Nicki Minaj in this particular song. So this song was never like promoted like it should have been promoted and released. You know what I mean? So basically, what Nicki Minaj was put in to do was to and also Remy Ma touched on this too, when she touched on the image, deceiving the young black girls, pretty much feeding in, and a lot of the female rappers do it, into the self hate, you know, um, blind wigs, basically you want to look like something that you're not. You know what I mean? Black women wearing blind wigs, wanting to put fake body parts on, just the whole nine, the whole plastic fake thing. And to me, I think Meek Mill even alluded to this when he spoke on it. If you're that, to me, when you want to put fake things on you, it's something psychologically, wrong, that you're not happy with the way that creator made you. You know what I mean? So you have to add these different body parts. So what I'm saying is basically that, again, I don't know Nikki, so I don't want to. I'm not trying to paint no false, you know, um, narrative, but it seems like her personality is pretty shallow, and one who's willing to pretty much do anything, as opposed to Remy Ma. She pretty much seemed like she's not willing to compromise and do things against your will in order to get where you want to be. And this is what we've seen with the whole Illuminati thing, with the different videos. In the past, there's been rappers that came out and said it like, yo, They pretty much want me to sell my soul in order to get in this position. You know what I mean? And when you get a 360 deal, that's another form of selling your soul. We don't have no control. We don't own your masters. We don't have no control over your life, your image, or your likeness anymore. What you wear, down to even what you say. What is that? You know what I mean? That is a form of And I know a lot of people will say, well, oh, they're rich and they this, but the ultimate thing about being rich, is ultimately having control over your own destiny and shit. You know what I mean? What is good at being rich if you don't have no control over your own content? Like, for example, Remy Ma went through the same situation where she couldn't even perform a song and shit that she created. I mean, she created the lyrics, but she didn't create the instrumental or the beat. But these people, what I'm saying, are coming in. Give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. So basically, to go back on topic, the 360 deals is basically um another form of a debt slavery at the end of the day, as opposed to me coming in, me almost like you saw a lot of rappers that came in. A lot of times they do eventually settle for the 360 deals, but I would much rather come in, drop my own music, do my own touring. I'd rather get the money, off the top. So um the beef that's really going on in Remy Ma, basically a lot of these rappers, these is feeling slighted and shit because think about it, when you come out of the ghetto and whatnot, you don't have much. Somebody offers you a shitty deal, you probably gonna take it and shit because you thinking that, okay, this is the end all be all. I'm gonna take this shitty deal because I love music. I just want to get out of this, the situation. So they take advantage of a lot of people. So a few years down the line, you know, uh, um, when you start getting wealthy and you start getting rich, you want to expand yourself. You find yourself tied down. People owning your publishing, people owning your rights. Case in point, Diddy and the Locks. It took them so long to do an album. I think how long? Y'all know, years to do an album because somebody else had their publishing. And they didn't want to put music out and cut 50 to 60% to somebody else they don't even fuck with. So they're like, we're not going to do music collectively. We're not going to put music out at all because even if I put music out on my YouTube, this company, this record company is entitled to a percentage of whatever I do because they front me some money at the end of the day. So a lot of these rappers don't have patience and they end up getting shitty deals. You know what I mean? So this is the battle that we see going on. What Remy Ma is saying to Nicki is like, yo, all right, you throwing this shit up in my face, all the success and everything in my face. But at the end of the day, this is how it happened for you and shit. And it wasn't to you. You had to bend over backwards, etc., etc. I'm not going to be disrespectful with it, but you had to pretty much bend over backwards and do unmoral things, do things to compromise, your morality and everything that you stand on in order just to get a deal and shit. I'm not willing to do that. So because I'm not willing to do that, I might not have the accolades that you have, but I could still spit better than you, and I'm a better practitioner of my craft than you. That's what Remy Ma was trying to prove and shit. That's what Remy Ma is trying to school, the people to. She also schooling the people to that Nicki Minaj is a proponent. Nicki Minaj is a willing participant of this whole agenda that's being pushed and shit. This whole agenda to brainwash children and shit, to brainwash them pretty much. Um, this whole pushing of the her name Minaj, like What is if your kid comes to you and say, "Mom, what does that mean?" or "Dad, what does it mean?" Now, you have to explain it. This is what this means. So a whole image is an image of a whore and shit. At the end of the day, we can't. That can't be denied and shit. This is what you pushing on the people, and you're pushing homosexual, bisexual, whatever you want to call it, onto the people, and you're glorifying it. So that has to be checked and shit. That has to be checked. And I'm not saying that Remy, that she's perfect and shit, but she's showing you. They always say put the clean glass next to the dirty glass. So she's showing you the clean glass next to the dirty glass. Do you want to come in? Do you want to have these record companies rape you? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want to be your own master? Do you want to be the controller of your own destiny? So even though it may look good, kids, children, to sell out, ultimately it's not to sell out. So behind all of this is about selling your soul at the end of the day. And it's always been about that. You know what I mean? Once you get into a position where you can't say what you want, do what you want, wear what you want, you don't control your own content, your own masters, you can't perform songs without getting permission and shit, then what good is it and shit? You feel me? So, in a lot of ways, I heard it was even rumors of people saying that the powers that be or the different media out. See, this is how you got to understand it, right? If a major record company, right, if they have other subsidiaries or other businesses under them, they may have distribution companies that they have relationships with. Shit, that could be a friend or a family member. That's how the industry is and shit. Distribution, publishing companies and shit, all the way down to record. Forgot what they call them. The people at the radio station, program directors, DJs, and all that. What Remy Ma was saying is that Nicki Minaj was now using her power and her influence because she signed to these big labels, Universal, Epic, whatever. I know the big ass labels out there that run these niggas at the end of the day. That swear they got labels and doing something. These labels can push buttons and start shutting down venues and shit for Remy Ma because Nicki Minaj is tied to the I'm just gonna say the powers that be, just for the sake of the argument. So she started pushing buttons, start shutting down bags and shit, start shutting down whatever. It could be the smallest arena. It could be Remy going to go pick up. Matter of fact, she coming to my area next week. That could be a $10,000 bag for her that Nicki began to to shut down and shit. You know what I mean? And if that happens in a few places and venues and stuff, and then I ain't gonna say Nicki Minaj, but it could be the people, her handlers. I'm not gonna say Nicki, her handlers. You know what I mean? The ones that are benefiting more for her than she does of her own self. They the ones that's gonna push the buttons and shit and say we gotta stop this because we can't have our agenda be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, our thing is we gotta make the next Nicki. We gotta make we made the next Little Kim. Now we gotta make the next Nicki Minaj. Iggy Azalea was supposed to be a white version of that, but Iggy Azalea, okay, she kind of whatever. So we gotta kind of revamp. We're gonna try to push Iggy Azalea. So we have to keep, pushing this agenda on the people in order to keep selling music. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it, it's really already over as far as the exposure part of it, about the industry, about the dark, dirty, nasty side of the industry is already being exposed to real people out there like me and you, the listeners and whatnot. So behind the lyrics and behind, the beef, it's a whole nother thing going on behind the scenes. So you got to really listen when you listen to Pat Poose and when you listen to Remy, mainly Pat Poose, you see that he's thinking on a whole nother level. I know that by listening to him. So that means he's rapping on a whole nother level. That means his spouse better be on a whole nother level. So what she was revealing to y'all gotta take it and shit and stop listening to these cats who make these outlandish, videos about dumbass rumors. Let's talk about the real. Let's talk about the exploitation that's going on in the rap world with these record companies. Let's talk about that. That's what Remy was talking about. So really, at the end of the day, the grass is not always greener. on the other side. So really still shout out to both of them and shit, because I know it was a difficult road. Maybe Nicki Minaj was put into a situation. So I just did the live stream earlier about hit makers. What I mean? Obviously Young Money, I'm not taking nothing away from nobody's talent. They make good music. They did, but the right connections, the right producers and stuff, it could put you, the right, bending over, the right compromising, it could put you in a position, you know, uh, uh, um, that somebody else is not willing to go. Me, myself, I'm not willing to compromise certain things. Some people are not willing to compromise certain morals and certain things that they was taught. Some people are and shit. So this is what you have, you know, and the industry. So if you have any inspiring artists, I know you hungry. I know you want to get into it, but it's a whole nother deep, dark side that we really don't, you know, um, know about. Because if it was me, I want to have my masters. I want to own my music. I want to pretty much um be the controller of my own destiny, especially when it comes to my artistic expression. You know what I mean? So um the barbs and all that. As far as that's a lot of agendas going on, and again, nobody's perfect at the end of the day. But I thought it was powerful when Remy said she wanted to uplift, do more uplifting. I thought that was powerful. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much all I have to say. You could look into this as far as you want to look into it. I think it's pretty much clear cut, and dry as far as Nicki Minaj's situation, as far as with the labels. If I'm wrong, I'll come back and admit it. It's pretty much cut and dry. As far as who makes more hits is cut and dry. Who's the best lyricist at the end of the day? But I think I can speak for everybody in saying that we all want to hear what Papoose has to say at this point in time. I definitely want to hear Papoose, whether it be an interview, or a song. Hit me up, Pat, in the Black Radio at AOL.com. In the Black Radio at AOL.com. We can make it happen. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. Remember the hidden hand here, and that's the powers that be. That could really destroy you in the media. Remember, I said this before, but I'll say it again. Jay-Z spoke about it on his song, Grammy Family, and he said the same sword they knight you with, they gonna good knight you with. That's only the half if they like you. Don't believe me, ask Michael. See Martin, see Malcolm, see Biggie, see Pac, see success in his outcome. See Jesus, see Judas, see Caesar, see Brutus. See success is like suicide. Suicide is a suicide. If you succeed, prepare to be crucified. Now, I mean, what that's saying is that once you get on the wrong side of favorability with the powers that be, the people that control these media companies, these record companies, because a lot of the time it's the same people, and we could draw those connections at some other time, then they can really tarnish and tear your image down in the media overnight. And that goes for any artist, any caliber. We've seen it happen with any little, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful, when exposing those agendas, and whatnot. And a lot of people are saying that's why Remy kind of fell back, because she got the word, And then another thing is, like, if you got sponsors and shit, let's just say if Remy had a sponsor, it could be Adidas or something. They start saying chill, like, so that may be let's just say on a low end, $1.2 million a year. You may have 3 or 4 sponsors who may be hooked in, with a company, that Remy Ma, she's attacking Nicki, so Nicki represents these companies. So now these companies like, yo, it's messing with our bottom line, so something got to stop. So people start pushing buttons. It's the hidden hand in place, and these corporations act as gangsters and shit. Real talk. Pushing buttons, taking people's music down, all types of shit. I know how it is on YouTube. Y'all got YouTube channels. They try to control that narrative. So the education moment out of this is be a great businessman, be a good businessman. Don't let somebody who ain't putting no work in at all, is not helping you at all, you know what I'm saying, rape you and take most of your money and shit and own you and shit. That's slavery. That's exploitation. That's something that we as a people need to get the fuck out of and shit. Start owning our own shit. So I'm with you, Remy Ma. I'm with Jay-Z and all those people. Own your own masters. We need to get our own distribution company. You know what I mean? And let's do this shit, man. Operation Industry Takeover. Operation Snuff Out the Culture Vultures. This is your brother, Oh God, in the Black Hip Hop News, the voice of the people. Also, you could check out our other pages in the Black Media too. Type it in just like that. Separate words in the Black Media too. Also in the Black Media Reloaded. Also in the description box right now, as we speak, if you look, you can subscribe to our new channel, which is in the Black Hip Hop News too. Go right now into the description box. Everybody under the sound of my voice, come on now. You gotta do it. Come on, come on. In the Black Hip Hop News too. All you gotta do, look in the description box and press the button. It's simple. Press the button. I appreciate it if y'all, share the videos, y'all comment, y'all like, y'all do the comment thing good. I need y'all to do more. Subscribing to In the Black Media too, sharing. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all and y'all just taking the time out to even listen to me. It's all love over here. We're gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna keep getting this message out. It's in the Black Media. It's in the Black for life. This is your brother, Oh God. Hey yo, go in the description box and tongue tie, and subscribe right now. Peace. Have a beautiful day.